Today's video, or at least the first part of it, is going to be all about my nothing watch a week later. We are 1 week in to owning the Nothing Watch. I'm going to do some quick pros, some quick cons, and some quick middle. I don't know what you would necessarily call that. Definitely huge pro. Since you saw that initial review, if that's our unboxing, I've charged it once. Came out of the package at about like 85%, plugged it in at about 8%. So I got a little over or a little around a week on the battery. So not quite the 13 days. However, I have it to where it's raised to wake. I don't take it off aside from to get in the shower. So, and I use the do not disturb sleep mode when I go to bed, so it's not like lighting me up every time I roll over. But still, I mean, a week is fantastic. I'm sure if you set it a certain way, it would last you 2 weeks, no doubt. There are certain days where it doesn't tick at all, and then there's other days where it goes pretty quick. So with that in mind, battery life, A+++, it's fantastic. It's great. Another pro that I've experienced with it is, it's a weird pro, but I'll say it's a pro. I know for the Nothing Watch 2, there was a lot of phone connectivity issues. It would disconnect from your phone randomly. However, I've noticed, and you'll see on there, the little red phone icon, I hope it's in focus, but the red phone icon there means that it's disconnected from my phone. And I do notice here that it doesn't have the weather accurate, because this is the watch face I'm using just right now. It doesn't have that super accurate weather. However, I still get notifications and I still get phone calls. So it's kind of still connected to my phone. I have noticed that it does that weird stuff. And again, my phone's been on me this whole time, so I don't know why it would be disconnected from my phone. So it's still a little bit of an issue, but really it just feels like for weather and whatnot, because it's pulling from your weather app to give you the accurate information regarding what's currently going on outside. So connectivity, C+, B-, still gives me all my notifications. It just doesn't give me the weather. Shmeep shmop. Another pro, kind of leaning towards medium, whatever that is the customization. So there's a ton of different watch faces, as you'll see in the B-roll here. So you get a lot of customization. However, when it comes to the actual custom watch faces, because you can make custom watch faces for it. Example here, we got some waves and some topography there. Fantastic, cool. You're a bit limited with the customization because it will only show you the date and time, and you can customize the color and where it sits on the watch face. But if you wanted to have steps on there or heart rate on there or what have you, to my knowledge, or maybe I'll put a disclaimer in, you can't add those things. You can only have the date and the time. So customization, cool that you have it. You just don't have a lot of information to put on there. But there's a ton of different watch faces in my month review, or my month quick peek, kind of update. Hopefully by then I've looked at all the different watch faces. I've looked at a ton of them, but there's so many more that I haven't seen, which I think is really cool. You can really customize it and get it down to what you want. In terms of some cons, it's heart rate tracking, and maybe this is more of a medium con, but the heart rate tracking doesn't seem 100% accurate. There's been times where I've been sitting at my desk at work or just chilling, not doing a whole lot, and my heart rate's at like 144, which is typically like high intensity training. So I can assure you that while it might get intense at the desk a couple times, we're playing Elden Ring or we're trying to clutch a 1v4 in search, I can assure you my heart rate's not that high when I'm just vibing. So the heart rate monitor, hit or miss. I feel like for the most part it's pretty accurate, but there's a couple times where I've looked and I've been like, am I going to die? Am I going into cardiac arrest? So just to keep that in mind. Also, I've only had it happen once, so I don't know if it's a consistent thing that happens all the time. However, the first day I wore it, it did not reset going into the new day. At midnight, it obviously will erase all of your calories and your steps that you've taken for the day, because it's a new day and it's tracking that day. And I stay up late, so I can see that actively happening. But the first day I wore it, by the time I went to bed at like 3:30, I know my sleep schedule was miserable. Let's not talk about it. But by the time I went to bed at like 3:30, I had burned I'd burned over 1,000 calories. And it's like, no, I've been at my desk for 4 hours. Unless that's the cheat code to getting skinny, which you're welcome. But I can assure you, I was sitting at my desk. I did not burn like 1,400 calories. That's just not the case. So with that in mind, that was a little bit of an issue. But again, it hasn't happened since, so that's why it's kind of in the maybe pile. It's hard to really have a lot of complaints about this thing. It does exactly what I want it to do. It's, provides information at a glance, notifies me that I'm getting calls or getting texts without having to have my phone out. All in all, I think it's fantastic. Again, I'll do a quicker update in about a month, but I just want to check back in a week into using it. I think it's fantastic. Battery life, great. Does exactly what I want it to do. If you want like kind of an entry-level smartwatch, this is baby's first smartwatch, I think it's fantastic. Does what I want it to do. Doesn't have a bunch of fancy bells and whistles. It does have some fancy stuff, but it's not like this over-the-top thing. I like that a lot. I don't know if you can change the bezels. If you know you can, let me know. I've kind of fidgeted with it, and I haven't got it to like move in the slightest, so I don't know if the Watch 2 doesn't, or Watch 3 doesn't allow you to change the bezels, but also in the maybe pile. I know it's not a perfect list, deal with it. The watch face is ginormous, so if you have small wrists or smaller arms, my arms I would say are slightly larger than average because I'm slightly smaller than average. It's ginormous. I have the Ben 10's Omnitrix on my wrist right now. It's ginormous. So if you have smaller wrists, smaller hands, maybe not the best choice if you don't care. That's just something to keep in mind. So enjoy the rest of the vlog. The recording for this vlog is all over the place in terms of like what you'll see is not necessarily chronological to how my day is going so far. Because that's kind of the unique thing. I say unique somewhat facetiously. Not really facetiously, but I feel like that's kind of a unique thing that I do. Is that even when I'm doing a product video, such as this, I try to still incorporate the vlog and still make it a vlog, not just product review or talk about thing. I try and make it cast in a wider net, if that makes sense. But as I said, not at all chronological. I don't know. At this point, my thoughts should be over, and we're just on to the day here. The ankles check. It's still sprained. It's getting colored now. It's like reddish pinkish on the outside, which I say that and you're like, well, isn't that just your skin tone? No, it's definitely discolored now. So that's mildly concerning that that's happening. In terms of the day here, our distributor, it's not good. They are so royally f***ed, it makes no sense. They forgot literally half of our order today, or I guess a third of our order. They forgot an entire pallet worth of stuff. They delivered, the one pallet that they did deliver initially had a bag that was, it looked like a bear got into the bag. And rather than taking it off the pallet, they just put some tape on it and sent it to us. And it spilled everywhere. Our frozen boxes, there's like the UPC, the sticker that has the UPC on it. They put their sticker over the top of it. So when you peel off the shipping label, it peels the ingredient panel and the UPC and the name and all that stuff. So that product is like, we can't sell it because you don't even know what it is, right? So it's just a whole thing. It's real obnoxious, and we're all kind of over it from them. They've royally screwed up. Another victory for the OGs. Taking on a work day. My ankle felt good. I was like, damn, look at me walking and shit. And now it's back to being annoying. I really don't know what's going on. Maybe I'm dying. That'd be pretty poggers. Holy alert. That was so awkward. My boss is doing marriage counseling in his office. So I went to go say goodbye, and I hear some crazy shit for 2 seconds. I'm like, not going near that. Absolutely not. Anyway, though, turn my headlights on because apparently it's gonna be pitch black when I get off work going forward now. So whack, so cringe. I'm so over it. Looks like it's gonna dump though. I mean, the forecast did say that yesterday and today are supposed to be kind of crazy days when it comes to rain, and I'm inclined to believe them. So probably today or tonight it's gonna get western. We're going Yeah. Oh, and although today, much better than yesterday, not nearly as much drama as yesterday, which was pretty cool, pretty chill. Well, in terms of like interpersonal drama, there was a bit of drama, and I sound like a broken record at this point. The distributor that said it would be easier to deliver on Tuesdays rather than Fridays because it would make things so much smoother. They deliver our Tuesdays instead of Fridays. I think that's what I said. Doesn't matter. Again, another week, another late delivery. I talked about this. It's going to seem like a weird cut but I already talked about all this during the lunch segment. So yeah, that was the big chunk of drama today, was the order crisis or what have you. Really, aside from that, it was a relatively normal day. I am a big fan of how, like, there's not really any interpersonal drama. It's really all focused on just weird distributor order kind of bullshit, and not so-and-so's beefing with so-and-so or so-and-so sucks. You know? Like, I much prefer the current flow of things and how the team is working. So that's pretty good. Also, fun fact, which you'll see here shortly, there's no sunset. Maybe I'll get lucky in the next couple weeks or next couple days. I hope that the clouds disperse and we get some sunny August days and I get my last few sunsets that I can. Because come September, October, I know for a fact we're going to be getting off work and we're going to get one of these vlogs with one of those on in order to see me. And I have to cut the segments short. We don't get these 3-minute talk-alongs. We get like 30 seconds because I don't want you guys looking into the abyss and getting the weird visual noise.